Hello again, everyone. Uh, these are my trading cards and playing cards. I have 15 trading cards at this point, and I just placed an order for my new trading card, which is a Table for One, my first graphic novel, and it's basically an image of the signature image that ended up being the signature image of my first comic book, Table for One. And it's where the main character, Will Howland, who's a writer working as a waiter, walking through a crowded room and saying, I walked through a crowded room, not a soul in sight. That's the attitude that he has. And it's just my way of saying that when there are more than one person, 3, 4, 5 people, less individualism, less authenticity, less sincerity. People are trying to play up to each other and whatnot. So in particularly a busy room, a crowded room, people are going to be less themselves. So I just want to run by each of these cards. I'll read the back of one or two of them just to give you the gist of what's on most of them. And these are, when I write like this is the first Muhammad trading card, right? When I write on here that this is the rarest trading card in history, that's not an exaggeration. It's not, it's a fact. Strange that we live in a world where this is supposed to be something that even, okay, in the Islamic world, I get it, right? There are no Muslim Muhammad trading cards, fine. In the Western world, this is supposed to be verboten as well? No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all. And if you notice, I try to make it like a baseball trading card, where some of the players used to have baseball bats over their shoulders. So then, excuse me. So then let me just show you here. On the back of the card, I have the stats, right? I have a quote. It's an actual quote from Muhammad, which says, I have been made victorious with terror. I try to get this in the highest. Try to get this in the highest quality possible. I don't know. It says it's supposed to be being recorded in 4K. I hope you can see it. Anyway, so it's a quote from Muhammad. It says, I have been made victorious with terror. Unquote to Islamic history. That's a quote of his. Born 570 AD, died 632 AD. Height, he was called not short, not tall, which means he was short. Slaves, many. That's his stats, right? Robberies, too many Jewish caravans to list, because what happened, he ran from Mecca to Medina after he was basically he was getting in the face of Christians and Jews and others to try to tell them that he was the final prophet and that they would have to submit to his religion. After a while, they got sick of him and they pushed him out of Mecca. Whether by force, people can argue about that. Muslims will surely argue about that. But they couldn't stand him. So he went to Mecca. And then, he left Mecca and went to Medina, excuse me. And then in Medina, he for 13 years, he tried to peacefully spread Islam. And what it was really, it wasn't peaceful so much as he was powerless. So he got about 150 followers, I think, in 13 years, which is nothing compared to what other prophets have done throughout history. But then he started to raid Jewish caravans. And all of a sudden it attracted the Arab thugs in the area to say, so you're telling me we can retain our violent ways of thievery and murder and be considered religious? Interesting. So that appealed to them. And then you started getting more and more and more Arabs into the fold who became Muslims. And then he went back to Mecca. And that's when he got the very convenient revelation when he had the numbers to say, Allah told him, you can now kill people who don't submit to you. So anyway, so one of his stats here, if you can't read it on the video, sorry, but I'll read it for you. Because again, I shot this at 4K. It's supposed to be the most high quality. Wives and concubines, 19. And Muhammad, quote unquote, married his quote unquote favorite wife, Aisha, when she was 6. He was 53, and he raped her when she was 9. Muslims know that's true, according to their own history, right? But they lied to us today. So, no, she was 18. That's just not true. And isn't it curious that that's his favorite wife, his youngest wife, who's naive, who doesn't know anything? And then murders, here's his list of murders, right, in his stats. Murders, too many to count. In addition to the murders that Muhammad ordered and supported, 45, that's the technical answer that through my study of Islam, right? But I added this because he was part of many more murders, but Muslims aren't very enthusiastic to share that bloody history with those who they try to fool with Islam means peace. Muhammad led the mass beheadings of the Jewish Banu Qurayza tribe, which some sources number up to 900 murdered. In other words, Muhammad was a peaceful warlord, mass murderer. He was a peaceful warlord, mass murderer. So think about that, right? There were at least 900. Well, some say 900, 600. Okay, let's just say 900, right? Maybe more than that, but who were beheaded with Muhammad and his whole gang. And so he murdered a lot of people directly. So that's my first Muhammad trading card. And then the back of the cards, the only difference with all of them is I have a new exclusive image of Muhammad on the back. All the stats are the same, except the quotes and the stats. So another quote: if someone, a Muslim, changes his religion, kill him, Muhammad. That's why myself, having left Islam, I'm considered an Islamic apostate. So I'm to be killed merely for leaving Islam. Think about that. That's a very militant religion. That's like a military religion in a lot of ways, isn't it? Going AWOL, because that's how they see. So that's another unique drawing of Muhammad that I made exclusively for these cards. And then I brought in Pigman, my superhero, anti-jihad superhero, meeting Muhammad. And Muhammad is not too excited to meet him. And that's another exclusive drawing of Muhammad there, along with Pigman. Similar stats. But here I put a quote from Pigman. They came to kill us and will die for it. He said that on 9/11. Born 9/11/01, the Pigman persona. Frank Warner's the secret identity. Height 6'5", kills too many jihadists to count. And then a quote from Muhammad: to participate in jihad, religious fighting, is in Allah's cause. To participate in jihad, that's what Muhammad said when he was asked what was one of the best things Muslims can do. So basically, when Muhammad was asked, what's one of the best things Muslims can do? He goes, to participate in jihad, religious fighting, in Allah's cause. And to speak of jihad, right? Muslims will lie to you every single time and say, oh, no, jihad means struggle. Even Merriam-Webster's dictionary, which is compromised, they're still honest about jihad. They say holy war fought on behalf of Islam. That's a primary definition. The secondary definition is struggle. Muslims will say, yeah, but that's not Islamic. Yeah, sure. The fact is, jihad means war, holy war. It doesn't matter what they pretend that it means after the fact. Like, oh, it just means struggle. No. And if it's struggle, they say it means struggle against evil. Well, if that's the case, then they fail every time. So jihad is a failure on every single Muslim behalf, even those who don't engage war. This is my fourth trading card, Muhammad trading card, where he goes, don't you dare buy this card. He's always threatening. And again, another unique Muhammad drawing there and a unique Muhammad quote. Judgment Day will not come until the Muslims fight the Jews and the Muslims will kill them. These are quotes from Muhammad, according to, again, Islamic history. Not Western history, Islamic history. And this is Muhammad with his favorite wife, Aisha, who was a child. I tried to, visualize that by this, the big ring compared to her ring. She has her little doll with her. And that's a unique drawing of Muhammad and Aisha. And my favorite wife, Muhammad about Aisha. That's my fifth trading card, Muhammad trading card. And then I have this card where Muhammad attempts to get revenge on me for drawing him, right? It's short-lived because, as he notes, he goes, take that, Faustin. And I say, I drew you and me, dummy. And he's like, So Muhammad's short-lived revenge. My Muhammad trading card number 6. And again, another unique Muhammad cartoon on him back with a unique quote of his. The majority of the dwellers of hell are women. Now, he said that he told his wives that, the majority of hell are women, right? And they said, why? He says, because they don't listen to their husbands, meaning because my many wives don't listen to me. This is a what if, because again, if we were a healthy culture, we would have made Muhammad movies by now, especially after 9/11. To hell with their prohibitions. That's their prohibitions. That's not ours. You want to get a war? Let's get serious here. Let's go culturally. Let's go fight war on every single front. Muhammad movie would be a good thing. So it'll be a good thing for Danny DeVito to play Muhammad. It'll diminish him. It'll be a good way to show that he was nothing, really. So Danny DeVito is Muhammad. And as Danny DeVito is Muhammad. Again, if you can't see it clearly, I apologize. I thought I can get this clear. And this is a Danny DeVito quote. Danny DeVito Muhammad about America. It's unfortunate that the entire country is a racist country. The little idiot said that about America. He's a leftist idiot, so what do you expect? So it's even better that he would play Muhammad. That at least in my world, I would have him play Muhammad. Okay, this is the trans craze, the trendy trans craze. That's my response to that. Men make the best women, trans Muhammad tells us. And on the back, he's fixing his hair, right, with a rainbow. Men are superior to women, Allah, a.k.a. Muhammad. Men are superior to women, Allah, a.k.a. Muhammad, because, there was no Allah. It's just Muhammad. And maybe there was no Muhammad either, but Muslims believe he exists, so you got to run with it. Every June I release, I post about this, about my Muhammad Pride card, which, those behind the Pride movement don't tend to, they don't boost it for some reason. So this is Muhammad with his husband, Ho Muhammad card. And this was in response to, there was a writer who made a children's book, actually, keep it in mind, of a book called Santa's Husband, about a black Santa with his white husband. And I said, okay, so I'm going to draw Muhammad with his husband. And I tagged the writer and said, hey, you inspired this. And they're both crying here. But if you notice, while they love each other, right, they're not too trustworthy, so they still got their swords just in case. And something happening to him there, you could use your imagination. And Allah, if two men among you are guilty of lewdness, punish them both. Basically, like to punish homosexuals. Even though homosexuality is practiced pretty openly in places like Afghanistan, with men taking their young sex boys, the ashnas, which is grotesque, but that's the culture, right? This was my Muhammad Musk trading card for my 10th trading card, which is a 10, X10. There's an X there, X on his turban. That's Elon Musk. And another thing here. There's no quote here. And you say, okay. But that's him making an X with his fingers. So that's the only Muhammad card that doesn't have a quote. And then you have my 11th Muhammad trading card, which is Muhammad wishing me a happy birthday under, it seems like, duress. Under, basically, if I didn't draw him doing it, he wouldn't do it. So he's like, happy birthday, Mr. Faustin. He's gritting his teeth, putting on a fake smile. And then the unique drawing of him on the back, but what he's really thinking of is my death day. And then my 0 Muhammad trading card, which is pretty unique. It's comes before the first one. The 0 one, if you look close, there's a lot of detail going on there. And another, again, unique drawing on back, exclusive for these cards. This is Muhammad's quote: submit and testify that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the apostle of Allah before you lose your head. Another quote. And then my final, so far, Muhammad trading card is my Winning Muhammad cartoon. This is is my most famous cartoon, single piece. It's more famous than me. I mean, people refer to me sometimes as, oh yeah, the guy who drew that Muhammad cartoon that won the contest. That's my name to some people. And on the back, I have the breakdown of the entire story of the contest and our would-be assassins. So let me read it. Jihadists massacred a dozen people at the offices of Charlie Hebdo for publishing Muhammad cartoons. In response, Muslims callously ran over their dead bodies and had a Defend the Prophet event in Garland, Texas. And in response to that, Pamela Geller and Robert Spencer announced a Muhammad cartoon contest where the winner would be announced at an event with Geert Wilders, the politician from the Netherlands, the politician from the Netherlands, at the same location. I found out about the Muhammad cartoon contest and I decided to enter. I focused my cartoon on why I drew Muhammad, and I ended up winning the contest. As a bonus, 2 jihadists who came to mass murder us ended up getting their heads blown off. It was a day I will never forget, and despite what was followed, a day I will never regret. We stood for free speech against its enemies, and its enemies ended up literally dying to kill us. Justice. And then I have my Pigman trading cards. Here's Pigman. Here's all his glory with his pigskin leather. In the back of him, a quote, "They came to kill us and will die for it." And I initial and number each of these cards when I send them, those who are interested. You can buy them at my store, by the way, BossFawson.com. Click the store page and scroll down and see most, if not all, of these cards. And if there's one missing, just let me know, and I'll add it to the store. Because again, I had to change my store. I had a store on Google for years, which they nuked. They nuked both my blogs. My blog for 14 years, my store for 6 years. It's to be expected at this point, right? So this is my second Muhammad trading card. It's an homage to Alex Toth's Space Ghost drawing, the famous one that he did. And on the back, I have Vigilance, where I got Pigmen inside America looking for our enemies, being on the lookout. And then I have my Muhammad playing cards, and each side of the card has a drawing. The cover, all the fine detail, right, and then it turned into a black and white version. Got this on top, that on bottom. And let me go through the cards a little. So each of the back of the cards have this drawing. And then here's the Joker. And each card has a crescent within the symbols, and each card has a Muhammad head on each side. And let me go through a little here. A few more of these. A queen is Muhammad queen, Muhammad king, the ace with Muhammad trying to get out of it. These were really fun to design. They really were. Another Muhammad king, Muhammad queen. Those who play cards, I can guarantee there's no more unique playing cards than this one. And again, you can buy it at my store, BossFawson.com. They were really fun to design. Again, another queen, another king, ace card, and another Joker card. So if you're interested in getting flat out, as I put here, the rarest trading card in history, check out my trading cards, my playing cards at my store. And again, these are the most unique things you can find anywhere on earth. I put this in my original card, and I had a second printing, which I took it out, but limited edition playing cards for free speech lovers. I think I put it in smaller text where it wasn't visible when you close it on the second printing. But these are really fun to design. So thanks for your time. If you can subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it, as always. If you like it, like it. And you can get any of these cards. I have them all in stock. Order them on my website. And again, if any of them are missing, let me know. I will add them to my store, because I've been slowly adding product to my store, slowly adding it. And I think I got a lot more prints to add, but I think I have some trading cards to add as well. So again, thanks for your time, appreciate it, and go to bobswalson.com if you want any of these cards. They're fun. Take care, guys.